This is Brandon, I'm Sarah, and of course, our beloved Aiko. Frustrated by the ever-increasing cost of living, we went out on a limb and left our traditional life on land behind. We built a new kind of dream together and now get to call this slice of paradise home. We're learning how to navigate this unique life off the grid and on the water, so grab a drink and join us for the ever-evolving adventure that is keeping afloat. The past few months, little by little as work, weather, and other logistics allow, we've been chipping away at a nearly full renovation project. We bought this cabin looking something like this, and as of now, have it looking a little more like this. From a full interior demo, all new flotation, a little roof TLC and kitchen expansion, reframing, new windows, front door and exterior siding, we've come a long way. But, as we were repeatedly reminded this week, we still have a ways to go. We're looking to finish up and sell this thing before our busy seasons at work pick up in the spring, and with January already in the rear view, we're starting to feel that clock ticking. With an unusually good weather window on the forecast this week, we took advantage and spent a few days cranking out some progress. Or at least we hoped it was progress. Things don't always turn out the way you envision them in your head, and there's nothing worse than spending a bunch of time on a project you end up unhappy with and consequently have to spend even more time fixing. But I digress. This week, it all started with a sunny day and about 6 tubes of caulk. Well, there's one more thing done. All right, it is day 2 of Operation Let's Make the Outside of This House Party. And I'm so excited because we're painting today. This is just one of those things that I have been envisioning since the very beginning, this and painting that rusty roof. So even though it's nowhere near the most important, most expensive, most challenging, none of that aspect of this renovation, it's just one of the things that is so visual that it feels like you've gotten so much more done, you know what I mean? So I'm really, really stoked. I hope you guys are gonna like the colors that we chose. We're going with sort of a classy but nautical feel, so let's get her done. All right, we got the little party barge, that's what we call the hut thing, so that we can have a nice, flat, easy platform to work with on the side and back of the house. It's like Brandon's already getting to work. So excited. Okay, tell us about our colors that Thelma helped us with.
Our base color is Sea Fog.
Sea Fog.
Which is a gray blue.
Mm-hmm.
And our trim color is called Sailor's Coat, which is a real dark navy.
It's looking so good already. What a fresher, brighter look. So yeah, Brandon's trimming in the lap siding.
We got 3 days of weather we can paint.
Mm-hmm. It is beautiful. Not a breath of wind, nice and sunny. It's making it feel a lot warmer than it is. It's so nice out. Alright, looks so good. No, don't drink that. That's lake water. I have I have a water bottle in the house. But yeah, the house is looking so good. So much fresher. I love it. Brandon was letting off the winch so that we can scoot the house back and fit this tightening the winch, sorry, to pull the house forward towards the anchor so we can kind of fit this back there better. It was a little too tight. So we're gonna pivot and swing this thing around the backside. For those of you who saw our original build series when we built our own home, the warm sun and minimal wind today was a delightfully far cry from the cold and ferocious winds we dealt with when painting our siding. Thankfully, no cameras or ladders were lost in the making of this video. And in fact, the warm sun dried the paint so quickly that we were able to get 2 full coats on the entire house by the end of the day. Ahead of schedule and excited about our progress, we decided a beer with some friends was in order that evening. Try and get all the paint off my hands. Fit check. Okay. This is Brandon's fit check. He didn't change. Let's go have a beer. Day 2, wait, 3, whatever day we're on. We're doing trim today. As you can see, Brandon's getting a go on it. Gosh, that gable's driving me crazy. I really wish we had the board batten in that finish. Jericho was going to do that, but I think his truck broke down, or he's having some kind of issue with his truck. I can't wait to get that dark sailor's coat on the trim, really make that blue pop and bring out the nautical vibes. Let's do it, Miss Bear. I really thought it looked like more of a navy.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope that gets darker. That's a little scary looking, I don't know. But I remember we felt this way about our cabinets too. We were like, oh my god, that's like Barbie aqua, and then it dried and it was much classier looking. God, that is a scary color.
It looks like it's getting darker.
Yeah. Alright. Nothing to it but to do it and see. Despite a rock-solid, horrible first impression, we committed to our hope of the vision and put 2 coats of this sailor's coat blue on the trim. The first coat seriously had us wondering if we just ruined this house, aesthetically speaking, of course. But the second coat showed a glimmer of hope. Something still wasn't quite right, but maybe we judged it a little too quickly.
If I was about to go buy a whole new base color and paint the whole outside a different color.
She thinks it's not as bad as we think it is.
She said it's because it's not dressed out. We did all ours at one time. When we sand that side and stain it and get all the colors going together and contrasting, it'll look better. But she said it's going to look real nice. It just, to me, it looks cheap because it's not finished.
I know what you mean. Like, it looks a little trailery.
Yeah, she said once we put the columns around the
yeah,
front
like
porch
the surf shack totally used to look like a trailer, and then those columns alone, like beefing those up, made a huge difference.
Yeah.
So I think we just need some of those finishing touches that'll tie it all together and elevate it. Not that there's anything wrong with trailers, guys. No offense to anybody. It's just not what we're going for here.
I was about to have a heart attack.
I feel like it's just either going to be the cutest thing ever when all is said and done, or it's going to be hideous and we're going to have to start over. I think for now we just keep on keeping on, and if it doesn't all tie together at the end, it'll be obvious, but we'll see. I think in reality I might have had some unrealistic expectations of just how much this paint would do as far as tying things together, because it's just not done, and that's fine. That's not where we're at yet, and we're using the paint as a scapegoat for not liking a finished product that doesn't currently exist. When I think back to every other renovation that we've done, it never really quite felt good or like, okay, this is gonna be awesome, until it was like finished. It will all come together in due time. It always does. Think about our ceilings, for example. Do you guys remember what a nightmare those were when we first started? Like, it looked so bad, and then all of a sudden it was done, and it was like, it looks awesome, you know? It's just, that's how it is.
Sometimes you just gotta learn to trust the process, and also, you know, to trust yourself and your own vision. We've done this before, like, we can do this. It's gonna be awesome.
Tentative optimism in tow, the following day we got back at it again, feeling hopeful to see if fixing up the old fascia boards might help begin that process of tying things together in a more cohesive way.
Oh, goody.
Fuel up, baby.
We're gonna need it.
All right, let's get it. Check this out. Whoops, I dropped it.
So we decided to go with the same stain mix that we used on our dock, which is also the same one that I used on Chris's dock and Paul's. We really like how it looks, and it seems like a lot of other people really like how it looks, so I figured that would be a safe bet for whoever buys this place.
This is what we use. It's the semi-transparent sand and sealer neutral base. We do the bark mulch color mix, and then we mix this whole thing with this whole thing, which is the Golden Oak 210B Minwax. Y'all want to know my least favorite part about renovating these houses? There's a lot that I like, so I don't mean to sound like I'm whining, but we usually don't have a functioning bathroom until the end. Unlike a construction work site, there's no like porta potty. Not that we're that far from our house, but yeah, that just kind of sucks. Of course, it's so easy for like Brandon. I'm so jealous of guys in that way. It's very, very tricky to pee off the edge of a dock without getting it on your feet or legs or whatever. I'll just leave that at that. All right, I'm gonna hop on here and start our second coat around the outside of the house, and I'm gonna try my best to not absolutely destroy my paddleboard worse than it already is. It is just amazing how much little details like that bring it together, you know?
Until we wrap these columns.
I know, yeah, the columns are gonna make a huge difference. Okay, I'm feeling so much better today. I think it looks really good. While we still have a lot more work to do to get this thing looking its best, we're feeling great about the direction we're heading and are glad to be a few steps closer to the finish line. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on future progress updates. And if you enjoyed this episode, please do give it a thumbs up or head on over to our Patreon to support these productions for less than 75 cents per video. Either way, thanks for being here, y'all. We'll see you next week.
Baby, you gonna blind them people.